My girlfriend, who came from a palace-maid background, was unexpectedly taken back to a noble family. She became the rich young lady that everyone in school pursued. As for me, in just one night, I turned into a lowly poor guy, mocked by the world. Later, just as everyone rumored, I borrowed money from Willow like smoke. She looked at me, her eyes full of disappointment, as if gazing at a stray dog. I once thought you were different. I never expected you to be exactly like them. After saying that, she angrily threw a card at me. On the school grounds, the crowd packed tightly, waiting to see me ridiculed. But I acted as if I heard nothing. I bent down to pick up the card. After all, I had leukemia. This was the money to prolong my life. When I arrived at the classroom, the seat next to Willow like smoke was occupied. It was a tall, sturdy guy. At that moment, they were discussing homework on the desk. From afar, it looked like they were nestling together. I placed my textbook on the seat behind Willow like smoke. Clear River called out, hearing my voice. Willow like smoke looked up, following the sound and glancing at me. Then she smiled apologetically to the guy beside her. Senior, my boyfriend is here. Let's stop here for today. We'll continue next time. Sure, let's meet again next time. That guy didn't linger. He quickly gathered the scrap paper on the desk and left. But when he reached the classroom door, he turned back to look at me with meaningful eyes. I felt bitter, my heart inevitably uncomfortable. Ever since Willow like smoke was taken back to the Willow family, more and more male students surrounded her. Before, they ignored her completely. They even forced her to stay away. Now they kept finding ways to approach her. Willow like smoke was inherently kind. She didn't like overthinking others' intentions. She never rejected anyone's interests. But I clearly understood those people's motives. Who is he? Willow like smoke was organizing books in her desk drawer. Hez, a senior from the same department. He recently successfully defended his thesis. He saw that I also had this intention. So he said he'd help me review more. Willow like smoke switched to sit next to me. Her eyes curved as she looked at me. What's wrong, jealous? I went along with her words and nodded. Yes, so my dear girlfriend. Can you stop interacting with him? Rest assured, we're just classmates. There won't be any excessive actions. If you want to study more, I can find a teacher for you. Or introduce someone else. People in the field I know to teach you. I suddenly grabbed her hand. My eyes serious. Willow like smoke was slightly stunned. What's wrong? I sighed. In the end, I still felt a bit reluctant. You mean he's not a good person? We'd better not associate with him. She shook off my hand, and the hand that wanted to pat her head was also brushed away. Square circle. Willow like smoke's voice unhappy. Can you stop always thinking others are malicious like that? Do you think everyone has deep schemes like you? Hearing her words, my mind went blank for a moment. Deep schemes? Who has deep schemes? Me? I suddenly wanted to laugh. So it turns out, in Willow like smoke's heart, I've always been that kind of person. But thinking about it, it's true. If I didn't have deep schemes, Willow like smoke, how could you be protected so carefully by me? When Willow like smoke and I first met in our freshman year, I often heard gossip in school. Have you heard? That square circle guy from a brothel background, actually dating accounting departments. Willow like smoke. No way. Hess living so miserably himself. Why find an orphan girl as a girlfriend? What a waste of that face of his. Exactly. With that face, going out to find a rich woman. Wouldn't that be much better than working hard himself? Now look at this. Dating Willow like smoke. He might not even eat enough himself, and has to support another person. I feared Willow like smoke would be affected by the rumors. So I gritted my teeth, used half a year's part-time wages, rented a owner-room apartment near school, then lied to her that I was ostracized by my roommate, hoping she could move out and live with me. The day she moved out of the dorm, I even fought with permission Ordinary, the guy in the opposite bunk, just because he advised me but spoke carelessly, said a few bad words about Willow like smoke. We fought until the end, both of us panting, leaning on the table edge. I heard him gasping as he asked Square Circle, "Do you really think it's worth it?" Worth it? If it was before, I would definitely say without hesitation that it was worth it, but now I seemed unsure. Willow like smoke was probably really angry. Throughout the whole class, no matter how I tried to make up, she ignored me completely. It wasn't until near the end of class that she softened a bit. I seized the chance to speak. Going home tonight. I remember last week you said you wanted beef noodles. This weekend I'm free. I'll take you to eat. Okay. Not going. She pinched my hand. Still angry. It was my fault earlier. I promise. Next time I won't casually suspect my girlfriend. Forgive me this time, okay? It's not that Willow like smoke pulled her hand from mine. I really have things to do. This weekend my parents have scheduled everything for me. Unlike you, Willow like smoke suddenly stopped. But I knew what she wanted to say next. She was now loved by her parents. Of course, unlike me, an orphan with neither father nor mother. No one cares. I lowered my eyes, unconsciously clenching my fists. Willow like smoke realized she misspoke, immediately softened her voice. Square circle. You know, I was just taken back home. There are too many things to get used to. I didn't mean to be angry and not go home. Looking at the small tense face in front of me, the fists I clenched finally relaxed. I pretended to be relaxed, smiling at her. The bell for end of class rang. This was the last class on Friday. Square circle. I'll go first then. Willow like smoke had packed her things, standing against the light looking down at me. Will you walk me out? I picked up my textbook, stood up to go with her. No need. No need. Uncle Jong is here, waiting downstairs. I looked out the window. Downstairs indeed parked a black Maybach. Turning back, Willow like smoke had already walked out of the building. I watched her figure get in the car and drive away. A wave of bitterness suddenly surged in my heart. The weekend Willow like smoke wasn't here. I asked the boss for overtime. The last delivery order today was at a high-end mall full of luxury counters. After handing the goods to the customer, I prepared to leave, but unexpectedly in a corner of the mall, saw a familiar figure. It was Willow like smoke. She was choosing among a row of handbags. And beside her, the senior from before who tutored her, intimately arm around her shoulder, both laughing happily, as if they were a couple deeply in love. This was the girlfriend, who yesterday told me she was busy with family matters. Today caught by me in the mall, intimately with another man. I gripped the backpack strap behind me tightly, wanted to step forward and question, but my legs felt like poured with lead weighing 1,000 pounds, making me unable to take a single step. The man in front, dressed in a suave suit, along with Willow like smoke's rich young lady status, truly looked perfectly matched. As for me, I lowered my head, looking at my clothes washed until faded, and hands, though young but full of calluses. Perhaps from the moment she was taken back to the rich family, we were already strangers, right? I closed my eyes, trying to suppress the surging emotions in my heart, but couldn't vent them. Suddenly, I felt a warm stream flow from my nose, drip by drip falling from my chin onto my t-shirt, like a blooming snowflake, making my eyes red. Mom, that guy's face is full of blood. So scary. A mother-child pair passing by. The boy hid behind his mom, peeking out to look at me. The mother full of avoidance, silently pulling the boy away from me, as if afraid of catching something bad. I took out tissue, but the blood flowed endlessly. No matter how I wiped, it wouldn't clean. Could only smile apologetically to the boy. Then, like fleeing, rushed out of the mall. I woke up on a hospital bed. The nurse doing rounds told me it was the mall security, who found me fainted at the door, called 120 for me. The smell of disinfectant stung my nose, feeling uncomfortable in my nose. I tried to sit up, but as soon as I sat, nosebleed flowed again, soaking the sheets. The young nurse, scared, quickly called the head doctor. After full body check, the doctor looked grave, sighing repeatedly. Seeing him hesitate, I spoke up. What exactly is wrong with me? Doctor, tell me I can take it. The doctor handed me the diagnosis sheet. Though mentally prepared, I was still shocked by the black words on white paper. Acute leukemia. Am I going to die? My voice trembled. If actively cooperate with treatment, can prolong 1 to 3 years. First, notify family. Treatment cost is not small. I have no family left. I lowered my head, eyes full of unclear emotions. My parents, on the day I got into university, died in a car accident. That was supposed to be a joyful day. I received the ideal university admission letter, waiting for parents to come home, to share the good news. But that day I waited until midnight, fell asleep on the sofa, still no sign of them. Until dawn, I got a call from the police station, saying my parents had an accident near the overpass, now sent to hospital emergency. At that time, I thought it was a scam call. A bad premonition rose in my heart, making me rush madly to the hospital. When I arrived, My father had no heartbeat. My mother still in ICU. Condition not optimistic. I squatted outside ICU door all night, praying countless times for life. But next morning, my mother still left this world, leaving me alone at the hospital gate, crying without sound. Hearing my story, the doctor sighed, eyes showing pity. He patted my shoulder. Think carefully. You're so young. I returned to the rented apartment in a daze, lying on the bed staring at the yellowed ceiling, calculating the money needed for treatment. Tens of millions of dong. With my monthly salary of a few million, saving without eating or drinking for years might suffice. Haha, I covered my face and laughed. But somehow, laughing tears fell. My nose at this time couldn't hold back the blood. A pool of warm blood mixed with tears, staining my face messily. Actually, I'm very afraid of death. Since my parents' incident, every midnight wake heart torn with pain. Even when Willow like smoke and I dated, it was because on the way from work, I saved her when she saw death. That day, winter break, I finished last delivery preparing to go home. Passing the overpass, saw a girl standing outside the railing, facing the rushing river as if to jump. The situation didn't allow much thought. I rushed over, grabbed the girl's hand tightly. What are you doing? Let me go. The girl struggled, trying to escape me. I held her body firm, gripping her hand tighter. Calm down. Is anything more important than life? What do you understand? She cried in collapse. People like you, how could understand her? Only know fake comforting words. She struggled long, cried long, until exhausted from crying. I could ask why she wanted suicide. That day, she planned to happily get salary, but on way home after work, she was robbed, phone and all money in wallet taken. No cameras at the scene. Police helpless. She was an orphan. That money was next month's living expenses. While she had no strength to resist, I quickly pulled her from outside the railing in. She sat on the ground, eyes red, voice hoarse. Why did you save me? She looked at me, murmuring, letting me die wouldn't be better. Looking at her thin figure, shoulders trembling, I suddenly felt her situation like mine. We're alike. Haha, she as if hearing the day's joke. How could you be like me? I'm also an orphan. I interrupted her. So I understand you. She was stunned, but then looked at me mockingly. Understanding what use? If we're alike, then you should know how desperate I am. I'll support you. My mind heated, blurted this out. She was completely stunned. What? I scratched my head, trying to explain. I mean, I have some savings. The living money you lost I'll cover for you. But in exchange, you must promise me to live well. Okay. That was a brilliant sunset. I met a girl in similar circumstances. She stood where the setting sun fell. She told me her name was Willow like smoke. I slept a whole day and night. Only woke Sunday afternoon, waking whole body, bones aching like broken. On the sheets a patch of dried blood. I fumbled to open my phone. In the chat, no messages from Willow like smoke. Instead, the hospital kindly sent a few caring words. The young nurse that day added my WeChat, always urging me to treat actively. She's like a little son, talking non-stop. I don't want the world to lose a handsome guy. If you're really in difficulty, I can help. Register charity fund. Don't give up on yourself. Reading her messages, my heart choked, surging bitterness. It's been long, rare for a stranger, after knowing my situation, to care for me like this. Freshman year, thanks to this face I attracted quite a few, but all without exception, after knowing my circumstances, disappeared from my WeChat, as if afraid I'd cling for a few kind words. I read every word in the chat. I really wanted to reply okay, but I lacked courage, because more than fearing death, I'm actually more afraid of pain. Heard cancer chemo is very painful. I don't want to lose money and suffer pain. But in the end I still went to the hospital, because suddenly whole body in pain. Pain as if about to die. Not hospitalized for treatment. Doctor holding diagnosis looked up at me. I mumbled, I don't have that much money. Doctor prescribed some painkillers for me. Your cancer cells spreading fast. Regular painkillers probably no effect. Only this imported special drug can reduce pain. But price a bit high. See if you can accept. I calculated account balance. Seeing the price on the drug box, I intended to refuse. But the pain forced me to agree. Only way next week take more delivery jobs. Don't know with current body if I can endure. Or I thought of Willow like smoke. With her current young lady status, borrowing some money from her surely no issue. Thinking this, I called her. Pity, several calls in a row, no answer. Busy. I messaged her on WeChat, but waited long, still no reply from her. My hand gripped phone tight, mind full of that afternoon's image, when the senior arm around Willow like smoke in the mall. Are they still together now? No, impossible. I shook my head, cutting off my thoughts. Willow like smoke said they're just classmates. Won't cross the line. She never lied to me. But why that day in the mall? I felt they were the matching couple. Fog blurred my eyes. Heart like cut by knife. Hot blood flowed along chin, dripping onto phone screen. I had nosebleed again. Monday to school. I didn't meet Willow like smoke. We weren't in the same department. Except Friday elective together. Normally, if not checking each other's schedule. In the vast campus, hardly meet. Especially after Willow like smoke taken back to Willow family. She no longer returned to our small home every night. Times we met even fewer. So I asked her schedule in advance. Went to the sports field to wait for her last PE class. June wind a bit stuffy. I wiped sweat from forehead, looking at Willow like smoke's figure not far on the field. Lost in thought. Several girls passing by, probably Willow like smoke's classmates. I heard them whispering, "Isn't this Willow like smoke's poor boyfriend? What did he come for?" When Willow like smoke was ordinary. Didn't see him eagerly seeking her like this. Exactly. Surely saw Willow like smoke rich now, starting to fear being dumped. I remember once Willow like smoke in PE, fell injured, didn't see his shadow. In the end it was senior son Wander, who took Willow like smoke to the infirmary. Hey, guess what he came for this time? Is it like the rumor to ask for money? Feeling their scrutinizing eyes, my face paled slightly. Before Monday afternoons, no class. I often took extra delivery jobs. So even when Willow like smoke fell, I was delivering. Didn't get the call, so didn't know immediately. Moreover, this time I really came to borrow money from Willow like smoke. I stopped standing outside the track, looking at the field. Willow like smoke's hair flying as she ran. Willow like smoke also noticed me, turned and ran toward me. Square circle, why are you here? Her eyes looking at me sparkling. I found it hard to speak. Nothing, I came to see you. You didn't go to work today. I took leave. Why suddenly take leave? Not feeling well. Willow like smoke's worried eyes stopped on me. I lowered my eyes, not daring to look at her, thinking how to ask to borrow money. You yesterday, her surprised cry interrupted. Sorry. Square circle. Last night my phone died. This morning, only saw your calls and messages. I was afraid calling back would disturb your study, so haven't replied. Last night, what was it? No, nothing. I just want to borrow 20 million from you. My voice got smaller. By the end, almost whispering. What did you say? Willow like smoke didn't hear clearly. Stepped closer to me. I was about to repeat, but behind suddenly a familiar voice. Like smoke found you. I turned. Saw it was the senior these days. Close with Willow like smoke. Willow like smoke face full of joy. Senior son Wander. Why are you here too? Son Wander raised brow. Then seeing me showed understanding. Your little boyfriend is here too. Son Wander took from behind a book. Rolled into a tube. Gently tapped Willow like smoke's head. Little fool. Forgot to bring textbook and did know. Made me run to bring it. Willow like smoke hugged head crying ouch. Last night I was too tired. Forgot to thank senior. Later he'll treat you to milk tea. Son Wander smiled at her. Eyes, full of doting, as if completely not seeing my existence. Book, I caught the key point. Last night you two were together. Yes, end of term exams soon. After dinner I kept like smoke at my place. Helped her review once more. Like smoke. I sneered. Senior son Wander bad eyesight. Clearly. Knows Willow like smoke has boyfriend. Yet in front of her boyfriend. Calls so intimately. Truly, despicable. Son Wander's face darkened. Pointed at me about to charge. But a slap sounded. Faster than Son Wander's punch hit my face. It was Willow like smoke. She slapped me. With full strength, making me tilt my head. Face burning. Square circle. Willow like smoke angrily said. How many times have I told you? Son Wander is my senior. He kindly helps me study. Why do you always target him? My ears ringing. Couldn't hear clearly, but still realized Willow like smoke defending Son Wander. I got angry too. Eyes red yelled at Willow like smoke. Ultimately, am I your boyfriend? Or is he your boyfriend? You defend him again and again. Have you ever cared how people gossip about me in school? Perhaps my twisted face too scary. Willow like smoke stunned. Then I saw her lips move. Word by word, aren't they wrong in what they say? In a flash my mind blanked. Like struck by lightning, I heard my trembling voice. You always thought of me like this. My eyes blurred, but still stared at Willow like smoke, trying to find on her face a bit sign. She was lying to anger me, but none. Only saw her lower head, eyes avoiding. Just now didn't you open mouth to ask money from me? Willow like smokes, one sentence, made the crowd around the stadium buzz excitedly. They gathered in groups of 3 to 5, eyes full of curiosity and excitement. Sun Wander standing beside Willow like smoke, hearing this smiled interestedly. Like smoke, I reminded you long ago. This boyfriend of yours looks like not anything good. Sun Wander smoothly arm around Willow like smoke again. You let her go now. What are you daring to arm her? I pointed at Sun Wander's nose, then turned to vent at Willow like smoke. Willow like smoke, you just let him arm you like this. Almost forgot you two already hugged in the mall. Right. Willow like smoke's face pale. How do you know? Our business. Willow like smoke's words not finished. I coldly snorted, cutting her. Of course, I saw with my own eyes. Willow like smoke, how before I didn't realize you were this type of person. Lied to me, weekend busy with family, but outside hugging another man. If not discovered by me, how long did you plan to hide from me? Right, didn't you say? I'm the poor guy in people's mouths. Let me tell you, the poor guy never works hard outside, earns money for you to spend. Moreover, you remind me, correct a bit, just now I didn't ask to borrow from you, but to collect debt. These years, money I spent on you, not 7-8 million, at least 4-5 million. I only ask you 2 million. Consider paying back this term's tuition and living I covered. The rest, I deliberately dragged my voice. Consider I fed to dogs. Willow, like smoke, angry eyes red, as if bullied, seemed about to cry. But this time I saw in her nothing worth my pity. I only felt my heart choked, head throbbing. Willow like smoke choked square circle. I never expected you really this type of person. I sneered, Miss Willow. Didn't you already define me in your heart long ago? No more nonsense. Quickly give me the money. From now on we owe each other nothing. You want to break up with me? Willow like smoke, eyes wide, full of disbelief. What else? The intense headache pressed my nerves. Now I only wanted to quickly get money and go. Willow like smoke bit lip, as if making a big decision. If this is what you want, then I respect you. Tone pitiful, as if she was the victim. After saying, she took a card from her bag, threw straight at me. As expected, the card flew a short distance in air, then fell to the ground. Willow like smoke clearly didn't intend to throw into my hand, but to humiliate me. Let the card fall to the empty ground in front, force me to pick it myself. The stadium full of people wanting to see me ridiculed. I did as they wished. Disregarding dignity, bent down to pick the card. Thank you, Miss Willow. Willow like smoke's expression briefly turned ugly. Perhaps she thought I was a person with high self-respect, but I was about to lose my life. What need did I have for self-respect? I mocked myself in my heart. Willow like smoke looked at me, her gaze full of hate that iron couldn't become steel. Angrily turned and left, but I called her again. Wait. Perhaps thinking I regretted it, Willow like smoke turned back. Her eyes flashed with hard to conceal triumph. Miss Willow, you haven't told me the card password yet. In a blink, Willow like smoke's expression completely shattered. Back to the rented apartment, I messaged the landlord, then started packing my things. My belongings were pitifully few. Packed everything into just 2 cardboard boxes. The rest of the room was full of Willow like smoke's stuff. After thinking it over, I still messaged her, told her to come get her things. This time she replied quickly. No need, just a pile of rags. You can find a place to throw them away. Looking at this message, I stood stunned, thinking for a long time, trying to understand the meaning of rags in her words. Suddenly, in the quiet rented apartment, I let out a bitter laugh. That's right, to her now. How could they not be rags? Even though among them was the birthday gift I saved half a month to buy for her. were the things I worked overtime all weekend to fulfill her wishes. But 2. Willow like smoke, now a rich young lady. Getting anything was as easy as turning her hand. Throwing them away, she wouldn't feel the slightest regret. Even the money for the special treatment drug I couldn't afford, she could use it to humiliate me, and casually throw it at me. I staggered, leaning against the wall corner, slid down the wall, curled up in the corner crying without sound. I moved back to the dorm. Compared to rent of several million a month, dorm of a few $100,000 a year was clearly more reasonable. Moreover, Willow like smoke and I had broken up. Renting outside school lost its original meaning. I used a cart rented from the delivery station, pulled 2 boxes containing my luggage, entered the male dorm. The guys in the hallway all tacitly looked at me for a few seconds. It must be said, guys' curiosity was no less than girls'. I didn't mind, pulled my luggage and continued, until standing in front of the old dorm room door. The dorm advisor said, the old room after I moved out, had 2 others move out in turn. Now only permission star ordinary remained. I placed my hand on the door handle, felt a bit awkward and hesitant. After all that year before moving out, I had fought with permission star ordinary, because of Willow like smoke. After that, since permission star ordinary defended his thesis, we didn't meet in school, nor spoke to each other. Now, the news of my breakup with Willow like smoke had spread everywhere. Didn't know when I entered how he would mock me. After some inner struggle, I turned the handle, pushed the door and entered. What hit my eyes was permission star ordinary sitting like a big boss. Seeing me come, he slowly took his feet off the table, grinned at me. Isn't this square circle? Why not stay with the rich young lady to enjoy life, instead coming back to this shabby dorm? I ignored him, found my old bed, started unpacking. But I forgot, permission star ordinary loved most to be like gum, sticking to others, until getting the answer he wanted. As expected, he circled behind me, somewhat aggressively grabbed my collar. Why not say anything? Broke up, she likes someone else. Saying that, the hand grabbing my collar suddenly stopped. No, impossible. Why so long? Something's off. Willow like smoke is so rich now. Didn't even get you new clothes. Someone who was only roommate for half a year could still see my clothes were ragged. But Willow like smoke lived with me 2 years. She never thought, after becoming rich, to get me new clothes. Permission star ordinary saw I still didn't respond, realized something wrong, grabbed my shoulders, turned my whole body around. He wanted to speak but stopped. Really broke up? Don't you already know? Why ask me? My eyes somehow turned red again. This time tears flowed uncontrollably. I really didn't know. He scratched his head. When did it happen? I stood there, tears streaming, looking at permission star ordinary, heart full of bitterness. The breakup with Willow like smoke, like a wound constantly bleeding. Permission star ordinary awkward, didn't know what to say, just stood there looking at me embarrassed. Yesterday I slept all day in the dorm, really hadn't heard anything. Stop crying. A grown man crying like this, what does it look like? Just a girl. Broke up, then broke up. Later ill, introduce someone better to you. He clumsily comforted me, then reached for tissue, wiped my nose. But just as he wiped, nosebleed flowed again. Permission star ordinary panicked even more. Haha, looking at him floundering. I couldn't help wanting to laugh. Permission star ordinary frowned. What are you laughing at? You don't see how you look now. Let me take you to stop the nosebleed first. He pulled me up, dragged me to the sink, helped wash the blood off my face, then used cold water to pat my forehead. After cleaning up, permission star ordinary grabbed me, interrogated the entire breakup process with Willow like smoke. As expected, he smacked his lips. I saw it long ago. She's not the settling type. Only you didn't listen, stubbornly held on. He glanced at me twice. I understood he was afraid of bringing up the unhappy fight that day. So I stood up, seriously apologized to him. Permission star ordinary, that fight was my fault. I shouldn't have, when you kindly reminded. Still raised hands against you. Sorry. Probably startled by my sudden apology. Permission star ordinary sat there looking at me a few seconds, then suddenly jumped up, slapped my shoulder hard. Small matter. I don't hold grudges. From now on we brothers are good bros. For life. He held out his fist to me. I bumped back. Yes. Good bros for life. At least for my life. My condition worsened quickly. The special painkiller. Its effect gradually weakened. After the 7th nosebleed this week. Permission star. Ordinary clung to my bed frame. Asked square circle. What exactly is wrong with you? Internal heat is NT to this extent. Need me to take you to the hospital? No need. I curled in the blanket. In pain, breathing heavily. No way, brothers, and nosebleeding like this. And in summer heat, wrapping in thick blanket. Permission star. Ordinary said, then tried to pull my blanket, but was startled by my burning temperature. You're feverish. He dragged me out of the blanket, placed hand on my forehead. Damn. Really feverish. Quick, change clothes. I'll take you to hospital. Not going. My voice somehow hoarse. Hoarse voice yet still stubborn. Square circle. Even stingy with money. Not like this. If fever burns brain. Costs even more to enter mental hospital. This time I'll pay for you first. Later you graduate, have money, then pay me back. Okay. Not fever. I endured the pain. With difficulty squeezed a few words from my throat. Square circle. You don't know how hot your body is. Let me tell you. Your forehead now hot enough to fry an egg. Permission star. Ordinary. Angry wanted to laugh, but then, as if thinking of something, expression turned serious. Wait, square circle. Tell the truth. Do you have some illness? I originally didn't plan to tell him, but permission star. Ordinary used every way to interrogate. Helpless. I had to take out the medical report. Show him. His hand holding the report slightly trembled. Half a day later spoke such a big thing. Does Willow like smoke? No. I lowered my eyes, said nothing. In the quiet dorm. He suddenly sneered. Makes sense. You're so stupid. How dare tell her? The breakup you arranged on purpose, right? Afraid she'd know you're sick and be heartbroken. Can't control emotions. So pretended to want her money. To break up. No, I turned my face away. Stifled when first knew the illness. I perhaps thought that way. But after Willow like smoke, kept being intimate with Sun Wander, I completely understood. Perhaps she long stopped loving me. I don't know. Why she still stayed with me. Perhaps out of guilt for me saving her. Supporting her, so grateful maybe. So I cut this tie myself. Willow like smoke. We owe each other nothing anymore. From the day permission star. Ordinary knew my condition. In the dorm, his attitude toward me always careful. Cared for me more in life. Didn't let me do heavy work, nor eat spicy or stimulating things. Saturday, I put on clothes, prepared to go to work. Permission star. Ordinary just back from cafeteria. Still carrying a bowl of chicken mushroom porridge. Placed on my desk. Good spirits today, huh? Planning to go out for fresh air. I opened the porridge bowl on the desk. Sipped small sips. No to work. Permission star. Ordinary's face immediately darkened. Still going to work. Square circle. Didn't you say you quit? Short on money again. Didn't I tell you? Short on money, find me ill advance. No. I quickly explained. I did quit. But boss said I quit too suddenly. He temporarily couldn't find replacement. So asked me to work one more day. Even if can't find, can't let you go. With your body now. Just rest. Let me deliver for you. Hearing him say, I almost choked on the porridge. Looking at his serious face, I couldn't help wanting to laugh. Hard to imagine. You usually arrogant young master, riding electric bike to deliver. I finished the last sip of porridge. Stood up, patted his shoulder. No need. Just a few deliveries. I can still handle. Moreover, you delivering for me. You better know the roads first. What do you mean? Look down on me. Today will show you my prowess. Permission star. Ordinary pretended to tickle me. I dodged aside. Ran straight out the dorm door. All right, I have to go or I'll be late. Clearly, when I left the sky was fine. But now suddenly overcast. Less than 15 minutes poured rain. I had to run into a convenience store. Opened phone to check today's orders. Must say, even sick, my efficiency still very high. Just one afternoon delivered over 10 orders. And today, boss payment speed also very fast. Just past expected off time. Money already in my account. I stayed in the convenience store an hour. Rain gradually eased. I packed my things. Prepared to hurry while no rain to go back. But right then, delivery app on phone suddenly notified. You have a new order. I planned to decline, but seemed customer designated my delivery account. Helpless, I had to confirm. Then back to convenience store. Buy. What customer requested? A set of women's pajamas and a bath towel, plus a box of condoms. I carried these to the customer's door. Knocked. The person I saw was a familiar face. It was Sun Wander seeing me. His eyes flashed excitement, and other emotions I didn't understand. Square circle, didn't expect it. Really you? What do you mean? I coldly nothing. He shrugged. I just heard people say you do delivery. Gave them your account. Wanted to try. Didn't expect this account really yours. Then I count as helping you boost performance. Haha, so what? If knew it was you I wouldn't accept. I threw the stuff at him. Turned to leave. Sun Wander called again. Square circle. You don't want to know what I bought these for. I stopped hard, understood. Suppressed. Not letting myself think of the worst possibility. But Sun Wander's words still broke my defense. That's right, it's Willow like smoke. She's at my place now. Humph, he hadn't finished. My fist faster than brain punched. Pity didn't hit him. He quickly closed the door. Door opened again. This time Sun Wander only cracked a small gap. He grinned distortedly at me. Then from inside the house came a call. Senior Sun Wander, how to turn on this water heater. I don't know how I left Sun Wander's door. Only remember when regained senses. I had climbed over the railing, standing on the bridge. Summer scorching. Even night wind burning. With the river waves slapping. Wave after wave hitting my face. Sunset fell. People off work going home. Bridge surface empty. No one noticed me standing outside the railing. I looked up. Heart already numb. Face expressionless. But tears kept flowing. I once thought after that day, I had completely lost hope in Willow like smoke. But I forgot. Over 2 years of feelings, how could be easily erased? Thus, the moment hearing Willow like smoke's voice in Sun Wander's house, thinking of Willow like smoke, would be violated by that bastard. My heart ached like cut. Recall, Willow like smoke and I together 2 years. Besides sharing bed, no intimate actions. The time we liked most was weekend nights. Lying together on bed nestling. Watching free movies online. She always used to, after first yawn, lean on my shoulder, then near movie end fall asleep. Each time I would turn off the computer, tilt head to look at her peaceful sleeping eyes. Then I always thought quiet night, loved one beside, family right here, happiness just this. When the last ray of sun disappeared from sight, I transferred all my remaining money to Permission Star Ordinary. After all these days, he had covered my meals, and all sorts of living expenses big and small. Can't keep owing people. Lights on the bridge lit one by one. Gradually crowds. Strolling after dinner, I looked at the calm river below side, then jumped under the moonlight, ears filled with wind whistling. I heard on the bridge, people shouting someone jumped in the river. Quick call help. When I fell into the river so cold. How is this? Clearly summer. Epilogue. Permission Star. Ordinary barefoot suddenly startled. I woke from a nightmare. Heart pounding like about to jump out. Dorm lights off. In the dark, I called a few times. Square circle. You back yet? No answer. I opened phone just to check time. Lock screen lit. But 2 messages from Square circle appeared. One was transfer record of balance. The other was thank you. Permission. Star Ordinary. Bad premonition enveloped me. I quickly called him, but only got cold machine voice. I didn't care anymore. Threw on outer clothes, ran out to find him. I contacted his boss, but the other side replied. Square circle finished all work from 4 in the afternoon, and already received pay. Reading this message, I stopped, turned back, only saw a vast sea of people. I couldn't find Square circle anywhere. Holding a bit of hope, I contacted his classmates, contacted his teachers, even contacted Willow like smoke, but still nothing. Until 11 at night, I got a call from the police station. They said around 6:30 this evening, a male student jumped in the river. When rescued, no longer breathing. Forensic doctor concluded suicide, and I was the last person he contacted before jumping. Needed me to cooperate with statement. Like going through a nightmare. Until touching Square circle's ice-cold hand, I finally woke as if Square circle really dead. Though long knew one day in the future, I would face this ending. But when the day really came, I was completely unprepared. My tears fell on the back of his hand. I shouted, Square circle, why did you suicide? Square circle had lost both parents. Also, no relatives to contact. Thus, his body finally given to me. I took him for cremation. Didn't notify Willow like smoke throughout the funeral. I thought she didn't deserve. And the truth was so. After that day, I quietly investigated why Square Circle suddenly suicided. I couldn't believe. Someone who went out in the morning still radiant, despaired to the point of jumping river. I paid attention to his last delivery order. According to his boss, his delivery tasks had ended before this order, but the other party deliberately designated him. Finally, I based on that order's delivery address, found the last person Square Circle met before death, Sun Wander, and Willow Like Smoke that day taking shelter from rain at his place. Right then Willow Like Smoke also came to me. Permission star, ordinary. I was planning to find Sun Wander to settle accounts for Square Circle. Didn't expect them to come themselves. I turned back, saw Willow Like Smoke looking at me earnestly. Pitiful appearance. Moving. Permission. Star. Ordinary. I have something to find you. About Square Circle. Her voice gentle. No wonder after she became famous in school, surrounded by countless boys. Probably not just for money. But I didn't care for that type. I irritated no nothing. I brushed her aside, planned to leave. But she faster blocked in front of me. Permission star ordinary errand you Square Circle's roommate. I went to their class many times, couldn't find him. Went to the rented apartment, find him. Landlord said he returned the place. I asked so many people. Only knew you were his roommate. Can you tell me where Square Circle is? Then you say what do you want with him? I cut her off. She lowered lashes, hesitated a moment. I want to apologize to him. That day I was too impulsive. Also because lately I didn't handle well relationships with opposite sex. Actually, the one I truly love is only him. I sneered. You want to know where he is? Yes, please tell me. Then he'll tell you he's dead. After saying, I didn't care for Willow Like Smoke's dazed face, and her murmuring, walked straight past her. After all, I still had an enemy to deal with. As for her, though indeed awful, but pity my fist doesn't hit women. Moreover, if she said still likes Square Circle, then I think this news enough for her to torment herself a while. Willow Like Smoke stuck to me like glue, like crazy. Every day, waiting outside my class, wherever I studied she followed, just to ask Square Circle's whereabouts. Seeing her every day disheveled, clinging relentlessly, can't shake her off. I yelled, Willow Like Smoke, the person is dead. Now you acting deep love for who to see. Look at you now. Where is the rich young lady appearance? Humiliating yourself is fine, but insist on dragging me down with you. Willow Like Smoke, who always lowered head, silent, lifted face, used eyes swollen like two walnuts, looked at me. Can you take me to see him? Please, just once. I of course couldn't agree. No way. Said two words, I ran and disappeared. But I still underestimated Willow Like Smoke. She, during my weekend, going to burn paper for Square Circle, secretly followed me to the cemetery. Then I had set out fruit plate and fresh flowers. Suddenly remembered, forgot lighter. I quickly ran to nearby store to buy. When back, saw before Square Circle's grave a person. It was Willow Like Smoke. She wore the dress Square Circle once told us. The dress she wore the day first met Square Circle years ago. Murmuring nonstop, I stood behind a tree not far from them. Heard very clearly. She said, Square Circle, I was wrong. I really was wrong. That day I shouldn't have angrily broken up with you. Even if you were for my money, it's fine. After all, you worked to support me so long yourself. Square Circle, I should have listened to you earlier. That Sun Wander basically not a good person. That rainy day I was soaked. He said let me go to his nearby place for hot shower. But who knew he wanted to with me. Square Circle, we seem never seriously kissed. I only remember the only time we kissed was when I was sick, took bitter medicine, took a sip, wanted to spit. You used mouth to block mine, forced me to swallow. Square Circle, the days after breakup, I always missed you very much. Willow Like Smoke rambled a long time, from dating to first meeting. Actually, Square Circle, there's one thing I lied to you. Actually, the first day we met, I didn't plan to jump river. I just saw you foolish but kind. So deliberately lied. Square Circle, don't be angry. I also didn't expect you looked so handsome, yet so easy to fool. Square Circle, I really miss you very much. I stood under the tree a long time. Stood until legs numb. Still didn't see Willow Like Smoke leave. I decisively walked over, faced Willow Like Smoke. She saw me, slightly surprised, but didn't leave. Expression neither arrogant nor bay. I sat down, looked straight at her. What do you want? Square circle and I haven't finished talking. Don't think of chasing me away. Saying that, she waved to the driver behind. I didn't pay attention to her words, but asked Willow like smoke, do you want to know how Square Circle died? What? You think the box of condoms at Sun Wanders that day was prepared in advance? Willow, like smoke's expression from doubt gradually heavy. I smiled, of course not. He temporarily ordered delivery, along with pajamas and bath towel, and the delivery person was Square Circle. Sun Wander deliberately designated his account. I think that day at Sun Wanders, Square Circle not only heard what he said, but surely heard your voice too, Miss Willow. So he believed. No, impossible. Willow, like smoke-covered ears, shook head frantically. Not done yet, Miss Willow. I grabbed her hands covering ears, forced her to listen to me. But that doesn't matter, because actually that day, even if he didn't suicide over this, he wouldn't live much longer. Why? Because he had acute leukemia, and no money for treatment. Right when his painkillers ran out that day. If that day the card Miss Willow threw at him had a bit more money, perhaps he could live longer. No, not true. Looking at Willow like smoke, collapsed. I satisfied left. Square Circle, good brother, this life I avenged you. Next life, remember, wait for me. From that day, I completely cut ties with Willow like smoke. This annoying glue. More accurately, Willow like smoke dropped out. Dropped out together. Also, Sun Wander, who had defended Thesis, heard he was charged with something and jailed. Besides, every weekend I visit Square Circle. In the cemetery always has a fresh bouquet. No need to think, no, it's Willow like smoke placed. I like trash. Threw Willow like smoke's flowers in the bin, then placed the bouquet I carefully chose. What thing to give white chrysanthemums. Really no taste. Our Square Circle doesn't like this type of flower. Completely ended.